ASMR with Saladsandbolts. As you may notice, today I have a different background. Why am I sitting in bed, you may wonder? Because there is a cockroach upstairs and I am not about to deal with him. So I came down here and this is my new recording environment until I find the cockroach and get rid of him. 今から日本語で話したいと思います。はい。今日はですね、ラリルレロを勉強したいと思います。はい。で、今回のクイズはですね、でね、これはナルトの師匠っていう人なんです。ジライヤです。ジライヤですね。はい。で、次はこれははい蝶々ですね。あとはもう一人、これは誰だと思いますか？誰っていうよりは何かわかんないんですけれども、これは人ではなく美獣です。これはシュって読みますね。収穫、収穫、収穫。はい、収穫です。今回のクイズはこれで以上でございます。よし、じゃあ I'll speak English now. わ、久しぶりって感じです。long time no see in this type of video. First up, we have the way you pronounce it is you have your tongue. These, if this is your nose, and this is your lip, and this is your front teeth. So let's pretend like your teeth are just like chilling back here, right? You got a bunch of teeth. If this is the inside of your mouth, right? Then you have your tongue. If this is the roof of your mouth, your tongue goes like right there. When you say ra, ra, ri, ru, re, ro, ra, 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 ra. So it hits that spot. Like this is the roof of your mouth, right? It hits this spot like right here. Ra, 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 ra. So there's like a ridge, right? Those are your teeth. And then that's the roof of your mouth. Your tongue hits like right here. Hopefully that helps make a little bit more sense. So if this is a tooth, and this is a lip, and this is a nose, right? Ra. And then it flicks down. Ra, ra. It's like D, the way you say D. D. Or Spanish R. Like when you roll your R's, it hits about that same spot. So hopefully that's helpful. Okay. The way that you're gonna remember this ra is that it looks like the number 5. That looks like a terrible number 5. So the way you write it is 1, 2, 1, 2. Ra. And ra is 4. Everyone say it with me. Rasengan. Right. Ra is for Rasengan. So you should definitely remember this ra if you're a Naruto fan. Okay. Next is this one, which is ri. Ri is really easy to remember because it almost looks like this, but upside down. So it'd be like if this was the I and then there was a big R. And if you turn it upside down, here it looks like E. So the way you write it is just with 2 strokes. 1 and it goes up a little, and 2. E. E is for you put a long dash here, and you get E as in ra. broccoli. So this E. Sometimes because Japanese doesn't have an L, you use this R sound to make L sound. So likeリとかレモンとかアリスという名前。不思議の国のアリス。ってなんだっけ。Alice in Wonderland is アリス。So this R can sometimes be an L and D. Well, in general, in any of these letters, right? Okay, so that's how you're gonna remember D. You can also remember this D through chidori, rasengan, chidori. Then we're moving on to ru. So this ru, you can remember it. It looks like the number 3, except it has a little swoop. So you write it all one big stroke. So ru comes at the end of most verbs. So aru, iru, suru, kuru, taberu, hashiru, nigeru. You can have a lot of verbs that have ru at the end. Then ru. This one might be a little harder to draw, but basically it's a stick, and then you have the complicated squiggle. It goes 1, 2, and it's the same complicated squiggle as ne. So if you remember how to write ne, then ne shouldn't be too hard to remember. You can remember ne with are. You probably have heard me say this quite a lot. I often use it in videos when I can't think of a word to say, or when I make a mistake, or when I think something is something else. I'll say are. It's kind of like a confused noise. Then finally we have ro. So ro is the last one. And I couldn't think of anything that starts with ro other than rocker for rockly. So if you want to have rockly, it's rocker. But you need to write this in katakana if you're actually going to write his name. Either way, the way you write this is literally like the number 3, except it's got a flat top and a curved bottom. The difference between ro and ru is ru has this little curve and ro does not. So that's all your letters. Now it's time to get into the words that go with the story. First up, we have. Can you read it? Ra, ku, sho, rakusho. You might have heard this in manga before, but it means like piece of cake, easy as pie. It just means a task is not very difficult for you. So if you find something to be pretty easy, then you say rakusho. I hope that writing all of these hiragana was rakusho for you. So you can, if Naruto were to say it, he would probably say rakusho datte ba yo. Okay. Next, you have. This is a little bit more difficult of a word, so don't get too wrapped up in it, but just do your best. Ra, and you don't know this one yet, but it's wa. So remember how I said ha can be pronounced as wa in a sentence, but this is the real way to write a normal sounding wa when it's not a particle. So if it's a particle, it's gonna look like this ha, and be pronounced as wa. is you say, wa, arawareta. It appeared. Next is, we're going to ignore the fact that this verb is conjugated into a different tense and just teach you that it's kuratte. So if you something, you kuratte something, or so for instance, kuratte is like, rasengan o kuratte is like you take a rasengan. Take a rasengan and you get knocked back. If you say like, take this or eat this, it'd be kurai nasai toka iu toki mo aru. Tamani majou toka. There's like kurae is probably you hear more commonly shouted from boys. It's like kurae when they're throwing an attack at somebody. They're like, take this. That's what this means. But it's a verb, so it can have many forms. This kuratte is like to take something. I guess kura would be the to take, and then kuratte is like take. Kuratte. Then you have this word. Can you read it? Ta. Wo. Re. Ta. Taoreta. Taoreta means, it can have any of these meanings. So taoreta can mean like the water bottle fell over. If you say like a person fell over or passed out, that means that they're like in a condition where they're likely no longer able to paddle. So 誰かが倒れた。ここに倒れた人がいるんだぞ. It's like there's a person collapsed over here. Collapsed is another word that you can use. So it can have a lot of different meanings, but just know that it means like something falling over, passing out, being defeated, something like that. Those are all the nuances. Those are some of the nuances of this word. Your next word is this. Ko. I. Tsu. Ra. Koitsura. So koitsura means these guys. If you said soitsura, it means those guys. And if you said aitsura, it means those guys over there. And then the last one is, this is a very important word, and I'm sure you've heard it if you've watched anime before many, many times. I bet you already even know what this means without me even having to say it. This was in taoreta, so o, re, ore, ore. What does this mean, guys? It means I in a masculine form. So I masculine is ore, right? Kono ore-sama da. Means like this great and powerful, the great and powerful me. Kono ore-sama da. Ore-sama taido is like the ore-sama attitude. It's like it's all about me attitude, where you're like I don't know how to describe it other than being like a cringy alpha male. But yeah, ore you usually use as a guy, so just don't attach sama because that's an anime only thing. But sometimes, especially Vegeta toka, will say it all the time. This kono ore-sama toka, ore-sama wa blah blah blah. But this ore, Naruto uses it, Sasuke uses it, Kakashi uses it. Most males in anime especially use ore to refer to themselves. But sometimes they use boku, so there's a difference there. But I'm not going to explain it in this video. じゃあ、これはラリルレロでした. Now, for your story. Now it's time for the continuation of my made-up story for your reading practice. First, try to read it by yourself and pause this video because I'm going to read it aloud to you in 3, 2, 1. 螺旋岩。ナルトの螺旋岩を食らい、カッパは倒れた。何言ってんのよ、カカシ先生。こいつら楽勝だってばよ。いやー、この前見かけたとき、俺の術までコピーされちゃってよ。その時、隣のカッパの手に螺旋岩があ as well as my own translation in the subtitles, and then we'll read it again to test how much you understood. 路線が